This episode of LCL Report brought to you by StashYourSwag.com. This amazing ebook will give you over 100 ideas and secret hiding places all around your house. None are over $50. Most of them are free. Remember, StashYourSwag.com. Go check it out.
First aid. First aid is very, very important. Learn it, teach others, and practice. Train and you won't panic. Many people freak out at the sight of blood and guts, and it's a natural reaction. Train. You can learn it from the Scouts or the Red Cross or the military, your fire department, EMTs, schools, the Heart Association. You should learn CPR, you should learn AR, you should learn basic first aid. If you can, advanced first aid, EMT skills. These things are very important, and there's some great tools. Even if you just take a basic first aid course, there's some wonderful new technology, a product called Quick Clot that comes in a little package similar to this. Somebody has a massive wound and is pumping out bodily fluids. You rip open the package and you slam it into that wound, and you're going to save that person's life. It's called Quick Clot for a reason, because it's a rapid clotting agent, and it saved many, many of the soldiers overseas fighting. So they've gotten some sort of massive wound, they've slapped the stuff in. I've heard it burns like hell, but it beats the alternative, which is bleeding out. So please, this is an area. Say you don't have the warrior mindset, or you don't want to be a combative, but you're the guy. That's the thing you could do on your team. You could be the medic or the first aid guy. And this was a great book I found at a SWAT conference a month or two ago called Combat Medic Field Reference. It's about that thick, and it's one thing that's pretty neat about military training is they break it down in very basic, simple steps for people who have no education or experience. And this combat field medic is written and has diagrams in that style, so that even somebody like myself with very little training, I'm not a doctor, but I feel pretty competent in an emergency situation if I had to help somebody with this tool. Then, hunker down at home. We don't want to leave if we don't have to. The disasters happening, the riots, the fires, whatever, the safest place we all hope is going to be in our home. It's our fortress in the storm. So I recommend you start, and once again, I'm not saying go out and spend $3,000, but start preparing, start storing weeks worth of food, of water, of light heat, of proper clothes. Make sure you have battery-operated radios or hand-cranked radios so you can get in on the news. Or if you know Bill, he has some other neat solutions for you in terms of communications. Bill Domenico over there. And you have the protection. It's easy to gather and start to slowly organize this so that next time, we will have another blackout. We will have another flood. Now, if you're prepared, then you could just say, all right, when was our last blackout? About 6 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago? Yeah, well, about a couple weeks ago we had another blackout. We were watching TV at home, went out. It was 10 o'clock at night. Okay, do we go get the generator and this and that? Nah, we're all right. If it's still out tomorrow, then we'll go hook up everything. So we all had plenty of flashlights. We had candles. We didn't even use the flashlights. The candles. We used the flashlights, went up, went to bed, brushed our teeth, went to bed, all that. Next morning, power still wasn't off, so then we went and started to do our procedures. But we were very calm because we knew what we had. So, extinguishers, generators, chainsaws, very, very important. Chainsaws and the chain and bar oil. Make sure, and a sharpened chainsaw blade. Very, very important if you live around here especially. I don't know how many trees you guys had down. We had a lot of trees down, and we had some neighbors who had 6, 7 trees that literally fell across their driveway, blocking off their driveways. I mean, it was brutal. It was a heck of a storm last time. So generators, first aid kits, burglar alarm if you can afford it. They even have some cheaper ones. I think it's called Laser Shield. It's kind of a portable one. So burglar alarms are nice. Carbon monoxide, wood burning stoves, and wood. So you're not dependent on the oil man or the gas man. So I have, in my house, I have 2 fireplaces. I have a wood one and I have a gas one. And the next investment is a wood burning stove. So because I have plenty of wood on my land. Having a dog is a great warning. They've been our best friend for eons, for a reason. And if you can deal with a dog, if you can afford it, well worth having. There's me at work during one of the storms with the snowblower. Very important. And your gun safe. Have a gun safe. I told you about guns. Yes, you want to have them. But I also want you to be very, very safe at all times. They're always loaded. Even if they're not loaded, because that's when people always have the accidents, right? Oh, it wasn't loaded. Oh, Jimmy got killed, but the gun wasn't loaded. Guns are always loaded. So you keep them unless you are immediately using them or they're in your possession of the authorized responsible person, they're locked away. Or they are secured in some way that no unauthorized person can touch them. None of us ever wants to have a firearm accident. So they're always loaded. Make sure you or a responsible authorized person has them under control. And food. Start now. When Walmart has the sale, or Sam's Club, or your supermarket, buy a few extra cans of tuna fish. Buy a few extra cans of this. Slowly start building it up. You know what you need to eat for a balanced diet. You know about nutrition. You're all intelligent adults. Start preparing. I mean, it's amazing. Every time there's a hurricane alert in Florida, certain things fly off the shelves, and it's the bread, it's the water, it's the batteries, the flashlights. You never want to be in a position where you have to fight a mob at Walmart for things that, frankly, you should have in your house. And the challenge when you have a big pantry and storage area is you want to make sure that you keep food rotated. You don't want it to get too old. And you don't want it to be so different from what you normally eat that you start to get a bellyache because all of a sudden you're eating tuna fish 12 meals in a row. So it's important. Little things like that if you think about now will make your life.
What are your recommends for storing decent quantities of water in a way that it's not gonna go bad?
There are a couple different things that I do. I have I've got a 55-gallon drum. I've got a 30-gallon big container. I've got a big Berkey water filter that has the carbon inserts, so you can pour whatever you want. It comes out great. I've got what else I have? I've got the Mountain Research portable water purifiers as well. So they make a mixed oxidant solution you put in your gallon and kills everything. Giardia, cryptosporidium, all those nasties. So there are a lot of really neat water purification technologies out there. I just make sure I have it, and then I'll deal with treating it later. And also, one point to remember, many people forget and they start to panic. In most homes, if you've got a hot water heater, one of those big ones in the basement, it's probably got 40 gallons of water in it. And there are many people who panicked and run out and fought a mob at Walmart for little bottles of water.